Hey everyone, I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Today we are going to jump into drawing figures. I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. So I know that sometimes drawing figures can be very complicated or overwhelming, but this is the easiest way to do it and it is so much fun. Anyone can do this. All you need is a colored pencil and whatever you want to color in the dresses with. I used watercolor, but you can use marker, crayon, whatever it is you want. I just felt like getting the watercolor out. This is usually the time of year that I get my watercolor out. I also wanted to mention, if you're new to my channel, I have an ebook on how to draw faces step by step for beginners. I will leave a link to the ebook in the comments section if you're interested. And I also have a Facebook group where we have lots of members who have joined and are sharing the artwork that they have created by following along my videos. That Facebook group is called Krista Irene Art Community, and I will leave some information in the comment section about that if you're interested in joining. But just grab a pencil and whatever you want to color in with, and we are going to jump in and you are going to see how easy this is. I can't wait to get started. The key to drawing these figures in a loose and easy way is to understand that perfection is not required, measuring is not required. After you do it so many times, you start getting used to it. You get better and better the more you practice. My process involves drawing a simple oval, and I'm going to walk you through it in a minute, but my process is all about drawing an oval for the head and just a few simple lines to map out the body, and then focusing on the dresses that they're going to wear. Once you start adding color to where the dresses are, it doesn't matter where the legs are. It doesn't matter if you have full arms. It's really an oval for the head, some hair, and then adding whatever kind of lines you want to make a dress. You could see me doing this here, and I'm going to walk you through this step by step. All I used here was a colored pencil, and it is so much fun to do. So let's jump in. The first step to this process is drawing small ovals for the head, and I draw a little line down one side to mark the neck. These are loose ovals. I'm not aiming for perfection. I think having imperfect lines makes your art more authentic and more beautiful to look at. Once I'm happy with the ovals that I've drawn, I draw a line down to mark where the torso is. I just draw like one line down from the neck to mark the torso. After I do that, that's when I start mapping in where the dress is going to be, and you will see that it's basically an upside down U for every single lady. I'm doing 4 ladies. I draw an oval for the head, a little line to mark their neck. You can see I'm guessing where the torso will be, but then I map in the dresses. It's just one upside down, like U or V, whatever you want to call it, for each lady. And that's when things start to come to life. If you go to Pinterest and you look up fashion illustration drawings, you can see that for a lot of these dresses and illustrations, it's just a lot of really loose lines. You don't need to worry about the top being perfect. You don't need to worry about perfection, especially if you're going to, add paint and color to the top of it. You can add squiggly lines for the tops. You can add dots. You can add anything you want to create the illusion of a dress. And it just comes to life without doing a whole lot of work. When you're coloring in the dresses, it doesn't matter what art supplies you use, but try to leave a little bit of white space. And with your first layer, try to make it a little bit lighter so that afterwards you can add some, whether you want to add pleats to the dress or just details to the dress, you can do it with a darker color. I try not to go into too much detail with the dresses because that's when you can start making a bit of a mess. So I'm trying to keep each dress one color and then maybe adding lines, dots, swirls, that kind of thing. You can see for the top of each of these ladies, it's almost like the top half of their body is a rectangle. That's it. It's just a rectangle. It's a rectangle with an upside down U for the dress. And then I'm just adding details. And remember, their head is an oval. Once you sort of get that down, you can draw as many dresses as you want. It gets to be so much fun. And you get better and better every time you do it. For simplicity, I don't color their faces in, but I do add some rosy cheeks, lips, eyes. I'll add those tiny details, but I'm not coloring in their skin. I want the dresses and the color of the dress to pop and stand out. Now I'm just going to show you a close-up of how I do this. You're going to see my ovals look wonky and weird. My lines overlap. You know, it's completely imperfect, but at the end it becomes a really fun and simple drawing. And honestly, again, one of the things I like to say is the messy lines, the scratchy lines, it adds something to your drawing and it makes it really pretty to look at versus a perfect drawing. These ladies are just mapped in, and the purpose is so that I can put the dresses on them and color over my lines and create the illusion of beautiful sort of ball gown dresses, which is what I'm interested in right now, is the beautiful sort of fashion illustration with, you know, fancy dresses. And we are going to do one last drawing. And all I'm going to do is draw a circle, oval, 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 okay, with a line going down for each of these ladies. And you just get to see how quick this is. You can take your time, you can go as quick as you want, but one of the things I've said in my videos is, I don't have a lot of time to draw, so a lot of times I'll just be as quick as I can, which is why the lines are messy. And I'm just marking in, like I said, it's almost like a rectangle. Like I'm just going to draw rectangles so you can see. It's almost like a rectangle. Look how messy this is, but this is going to look good in the end, okay? I like to do one lady from the side, so this lady is going to be from the side, and I'm just sort of mapping it in a bit. And I'm just sort of coming in and drawing her shoulders. This one I'm coming in and drawing her back, and then her arms, sort of like this, okay? And I'm just playing with it as I go. And even though it's a mess, it really will turn out. And this is the beginning stages of drawing fashion illustration, especially, again, for me, I'm fast with it because my time is really limited, but I really enjoy doing it fast. So I just pick any color for the dress, and you can I just really want to show you how you can just be, normally I would be doing this flat, my watercolor, and not having it, I would have my paper lying flat, but it's really hard to do a video with your paper flat. And I'm just being messy with dots to sort of create this kind of fancy fashion for this woman. And then the other thing you can do is you can just, like maybe she has flowers on her dress, and I'm just kind of making it look fancy. And you can add gel pen on top of this too, which would be really fun. But if you've watched my videos, I really can't find a lot of my gel pens. So now I'm going to add a nice red because I love the color red. And I think I'll make this lady have, I do like to leave some white space. And I might choose different color red. I'm trying to bring the waist in so that she has a waist versus, just an actual rectangle. And I'm also leaving some space in between to make it look like a fancy dress. I don't have a lot of water here, so let's see. I'm trying to make it look fancy, and you can see how I've done it there. Now I might add a bow to her hair, but I'm just using primary colors, basically mostly red, yellow, and blue, not so much green. So I'm going to grab some yellow, and we'll make her dress sort of, again, you can do stripes, you can do anything you want, okay? I really like the way this dress is turning out, even though it's kind of weird and it's dripping all down. Look how beautiful that looks. It just makes me so happy. And you're doing it really fast. Now you can I grab a little bit of black or brown or whatever color you want to add for their hair. This might be almost purplish. And you can just draw like, she's just going to have like some kind of fancy hair. And if I had a gel pen, I'd add some gold to that. And I might even, now I'm not sure how I feel about this lady. I'm not sure how I feel about her hair. But again, we don't want to get too caught up. I do like the way that looks. But I would add some beautiful golds to this and some more details. But again, I'm kind of doing this quickly. And then I might add some brown, maybe some brown. Oh, it's purple. That's why I keep adding purple. But I need to add like a brown and a red to create almost like a red head. I'm not sure if that's quite red enough for her hair, but you know what? We're going to go for it. And you can just, oh, it's not red, it's brown. That's okay. And maybe she has really long hair. And again, with gel pens and colored pencils, you could really bring this, when it dries, add a lot more detail to it. And now I'm going to just add some hair to this middle lady. Let's see. Put bangs on her. And her hair will be up. You could also add jewelry. I love to add jewelry to these ladies and sort of bring it all together. The other thing you can do, I'll back this up a bit. I'm really learning to add shadows to things. So maybe a little bit of black watered down. Well, it looks kind of green, but that's okay. And I'm just maybe adding some shadows to the bottom here. And it just creates a nice look for my ladies. And I'm not sure, let's see, that took 6 minutes. So that's 6 minutes to draw a three fancy ladies with their dresses on. Once you practice this over and over, it's amazing what you can do. You can add details to the face. You can see this is a little messy, but you can easily fix that, especially, you know, if this was still wet, I could fix up that hair there. But I really love how those dresses turned out, and I embrace the messy and I embrace the imperfect. So I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. In the description, I'm going to leave the links to some other videos on how to draw people. And in the comment section, I'm going to leave the link to how to draw faces, my ebook, if you're interested in it. And I want to thank you for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy sketching.